Welcome back, dude and dudettes, to another wild episode of Send It Mate. We're here to talk about all things hunting and outdoors. And today, we've got something that'll keep your gear running smoother than a dingo's getaway.
That's right. Our show is brought to you by High Caliber, the gun and knife oil company that knows how to keep your firearms and blades in tip-top shape.
High Caliber is like the secret sauce for hunters, anglers, and outdoorsy folk everywhere. It's like the magic potion that makes your gun and knives happier than a dog with two tails.
You know, guys, I've been using High Caliber oil for a while now, and let me tell you, it's the duck's nuts. My rifle practically sings a lullaby when I take it out hunting.
And speaking of lullabies, ever tried sneaking up on a deer with a squeaky gun? It's a prime way to end up with no venison in the freezer. You'll be hungrier than a vegan at a bacon festival.
Absolutely. But with High Caliber oil, your gun will be quieter than a ninja in moonlight. You'll be stalking your prey with the grace and stealth of a mountain lion.
High Caliber doesn't just keep things quiet, it also prevents rust and corrosion, so you won't find your gear looking like it spent a season at the bottom of a creek.
That's right, and for you knife enthusiasts out there, High Caliber has got you covered too. Your trusty blade will slice through anything smoother than butter on a hot biscuit.
So, folks, don't let your gear become a rusty, squeaky mess. Head on over to highcaliber.com.au and grab a bottle of their oil today.
And if you use the code SENDITMATE at checkout, you'll get a special discount. I say again, use the code SENDITMATE for all your oil slick, stealthy hunting needs.
Thanks to High Caliber, you'll be sending it in style and silence.
So, gear up, oil up, and send it, mate. High Caliber, the ultimate oil for the ultimate hunter.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back again.
What's happening, dude and dudettes?
Hello. Oh, God. Send it Mate podcast. I'm Caleb.
I'm Josh.
And I am Ryan.
Let's do this shit.
Again. Loving it.
I'm
let's do a
fucking
shit.
Peppa Pig, cunts. I've been watching that lately.
Please don't edit that out.
I've been
won't.
watching it, and it's fucking hilarious, actually, on YouTube.
You fucking fixate over things, don't you?
You do.
Nah, this dude's fucking hilarious. He does like these little skits. I'll just get up his name. Give me a second. Got to go
What-
through my
He's only watched it 10,000 times
It's
this week, but he can't
Rory
remember.
Logue comedy.
He just
on
does
YouTube.
voiceovers on top of Peppa Pig clips.
Yeah, and it's bloody hilarious.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. I'll give you that.
His new stuff is better than his older stuff, but that's the natural progression. No, his new stuff's way better. He just puts like these little like verbal cues in it and things like that, and it just fucking.
There's nothing more funny than a kid's show having absolute fucking profanities all the way through it.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Have you seen? There's one like that they did with Sesame Street where they voice over like Big Bird and there's like a adult version of Sesame Street where there's like a rip off puppet of Bert and Ernie, but they got super big eyebrows. Have you seen that? And they just talk absolute fucking smack and like just oh fuck you in the asshole kind of shit.
Oh wow, that escalated.
That did.
Do you guys remember Noni of Play School?
No, oh yeah.
You said that like there was some
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
sexual attraction there.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, Noni. So for people of our vintage, she was like one of the main people on Play School back then. They're a little bit more culturally diverse now. But back when we were young, Play School was pretty much just mum and dad white people.
No, they weren't.
And then
they had
they had the Aboriginal lady, actually.
yeah, they had the Aboriginal lady, they had the Asian lady, they were quite multicultural.
There was no Asian lady
There was
in
an
the
Asian
90s.
lady. Absolutely there was. Yeah,
Fuck
man.
off.
Fucking oath.
Fuck
Mate,
off.
Don't
You
know
need to
her
prove
name.
this.
It was probably Lee.
There was
Is
like
that racist?
John, Noni, Benita, Alistair.
Jesus, look at you. What did you do? Memorize their names?
I fucking have children and I have a good memory.
Nah, Groucho is the best. the uncut stuff from
Anyway,
that
the
is
reason I bring
hilarious.
up Noni is because there's a book that was written for adults, but it's like in the style of a children's book. It's called Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
She reads it. So there's
Yeah.
there's a clip. That's a pretty good one.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Yes. For all those exasperated parents out there who have children that won't sleep, it's a good book.
Do you have this what's it called? Like an app with noises on it? Like, speaking of kids going to sleep,
Like white noise and shit.
white noise. Yeah.
I don't, but my partner does. So I
Fuck
sleep.
that in the asshole and out the mouth. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I sleep with ocean noises going off next to me.
No, that would be annoying. A fan is fine.
A fan? No, I can't even. No, a fan ticks. A fan wobbles. I can't have any noise at all.
I prefer dead silence,
Yeah.
but I don't have a problem going to sleep. I put my head in the pillow and I fall asleep.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
And you used to sleep extremely well as well,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sitting up, in fact.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and not so much these days.
You literally, we would have a conversation with you. We'd all be entertaining this conversation. We'd look over at the point where you'd think you would put some input in, and you're out cold, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
I love how you put the disclaimer in there that we're all entertained in this conversation. Well, it wasn't just a boring conversation.
No.
Well, the one comes to mind when we were in Victoria in Stratford, and we were sitting on the balcony of this absolutely amazing, pristine place. And we were all sitting there having a drink. We'd just done a bit of hunting and we were sitting down having a few drinks and a good laugh and everything like that. And I can't remember what we were talking about, but we were all engaged and Ryan was up to a point. And as I said, when we thought he was going to interject into the conversation, we've all looked over and I believe it was Dad, you, Caleb, me and Couchy. We've looked over and Ryan, you're out cold, man.
He was dead to the world.
Yeah, my body has two switches. It's
On and
100 million fucking miles an hour or sleep. Yeah.
That's called ADD.
I believe it is.
Oh, shit.
Would not surprise me.
Totally. All right.
They do make drugs.
Don't label
for
me,
that.
man. It's 2021. Oh, wait, it's 2021. There's probably 3 or 4 other labels that go along with that as well, isn't it?
That's funny you mention, that we talk about ADD actually. There's obviously a drug for ADD, Adderall or Ritalin, whatever you want to call it. And it works on 2 different scales. So if you've got ADD, it'll slow the person down to the point where they can think and they're calm and, they can sort of operate. And then if you're normal,
You just get high as fuck.
no. It actually causes you to have like laser focus, and you can just do more, and you're more productive and things like that. The drug works very, very, very differently. And one thing that I learnt recently is it's actually an over-the-counter drug in Canada, and most students in the States and in Canada they'll take Adderall to help them study.
I think most students, full stop, take Adderall to study. I mean, there's...
Yeah, but it's not. Look, I don't have a local drug dealer that I
No, all you
go
need
to
is a
and
mate
ask
that's
for.
got ADHD.
I went to uni with a bloke
That's
who
true.
would crush up no-dos
Nah, that's
into
fine.
powder and snort
Nah.
it. I
Nah.
shit you not.
Does that actually make it
Nah.
any... Because
You
it'd
may
be
as well
going down the
shelf
same...
it, mate.
It's what he used to do, and he would pull the craziest all-nighters.
Nah,
Just have a couple of coffees, mate. Jesus, that seems quite excessive, doesn't it?
nah.
I don't know. It's what he did. I've watched him do it.
Nah, no days of fucking shit.
Did you watch him crush it up, or did you just
I
like
watched
pull
him
out a
crush
white
it up.
powder?
No,
It's like ripping lines of coke, and he's
No.
like, "It's okay, it's only no dose."
definitely started life as no-dos.
Definitely started life as no.
Was crushed. It may have been mixed with something else. I can't clarify that.
Did he pull out a glass pipe and smoke no dose as well
No, that was before doing ice was a thing.
before the epidemic?
Before the epidemic. We're talking, what are we talking, like 2008, 2009?
Yeah.
So it's a fair while ago now.
I mean, I can't claim to have ever taken drugs to study, ever.
Well, this is
Me
funny.
either.
This is funny. I've been doing a lot of research on the psilocybin again. And we spoke about this in our previous podcast with Timothy Turk, my brother-in-law who's a doctor. And I've progressed in my research, and there's a thing called macro dosing now, which is basically tiny amounts of hallucinogenic that you take daily as a supplement, like a vitamin or something like that. And it's supposed to help over time open up these pathways into your brain. I mean, we've spoken about this before.
That's been
but
a concept for a while.
It's quite promising, to be honest. The research that's being done looks legit. Like it you know.
The papers that I read on that
here we go again.
questionable in terms of whether it's
So there's a big problem.
This is always the theme. Like Ryan's trying to
And I'm not-
disprove something.
And I'm not disproving. Like I haven't done enough research myself. You've probably done more than me. But what I read of it was the trials that they went through. They weren't long enough. And
Well, this is the biggest problem. It's really only it's really only starting to be studied in the last, like, you know, say 5 or 6 years or so. So yeah, they don't have the longevity yet, but the studies are promising, and they're looking like all they need to do is refine the dosages and the amounts that they're given. And we're not talking about stepped on shit. We're talking about medical grade stuff. Which is also, I guess, skewed a lot of the previous research that's been done in the past. They haven't been using quality products.
well, that's been. I mean, on that, drug-induced performance has, for various different drugs, has been even acid. The concept of heightened senses and operating better, like better physical functionality, it's not new. Like that's been going on for ages. So there's actually on this, there's a story of a baseballer who I can't remember his name. He was in the US, and he was in, I think it was the minor leagues, and they were in the playoffs and he was a pitcher. And they over there they don't play every game, so it's like on and off. So I don't know what the schedule is.
This
but
is Ryan talking about sports. I have a lot of doubts already.
I was listening. I was listening to. I can't even fucking remember what it was, but there's a guy in the US, right? He took acid in the morning when he thought he wasn't playing. And then after he'd taken the acid, his housemate had told him that he was playing, and it was already too fucking late. So he ended up playing a full game high as a fucking kite. But the game that he played was a perfect game. Like he had no...
The ball's coming at him and it turns into a unicorn.
No, he was a pitcher.
Oh, he's a pitcher.
He was a pitcher. So he threw.
pitching
He
unicorns.
didn't get any hits off of his pitches. It only happened. It's only happened like 30 times in the entire history of baseball, or recorded history of
Just
baseball.
strike every time.
Yeah, I think there's some fouls in there, which meant it wasn't like 100% perfect game. I don't know exactly what the rules are, but they said it only happened in like 30 times in the history of baseball, and this guy was high on acid when it happened, and
So no runs were scored off.
no runs were scored off of a hit.
Yeah.
See, I'm just going to...
So like there was base stealing, and then but it's the same guy who the last time that they went up against a team that was better than them, that he'd purposefully hit the batters with the ball every single time, throwing the ball at like 75 k's an hour or whatever the fuck it is that they pitch at.
Yeah, well, they get to run to first base if you hit them.
I'm just going to say, though, acid is a man-made substance. It's not natural. I'm talking about like a natural product.
Ritalin is Ritalin natural?
No. I'm talking about
From the Ritalin tree.
psilocybin.
The root of the Ritalin tree.
I've got one growing in the backyard.
I don't actually know what's in
Ritalin was
Ritalin.
synthesized.
I have no idea either.
But I'm talking about psilocybin, which is a plant-based sort of hallucinogen.
Something we touched on with Dr. Tim.
Dr. Tim.
Dr. Tim. Anyway, shall we move on to POI?
We probably should.
Probably
Absolutely.
should. We've digressed like we do. But
What's your poi, Caleb?
my POI? Well, I fucking joined the four-wheel drive ranks finally.
About time.
Woo!
After
Hang on, you joined your I own my own car ranks.
Well, yes. After 8 years, 6 years, 8 years of owning, not even owning, driving
a girl's
company
car.
vehicles.
A girl's car.
Which I've hated. So in the time I've had company vehicles, I've had an i40, I've had a Subaru Outback, which I didn't mind.
Didn't
actually.
one of them have a floral pattern on it?
Oh, God.
Yeah, a fucking girl. You
It was
give
a
me
combi
so
van.
much shit for not having a 308, and you have driven a women's... It's not even like, oh, that's sexist, but it was a car with flowers on it. How long did you drive it?
There was no flowers on
There was definitely flowers. There's a print
Anyway,
of
I
flowers.
remember seeing flowers.
There's
point
a white
here-
car with flower stickers on
The
it.
point is, I didn't have to pay for fuel, servicing, anything. But there were cars I didn't enjoy driving.
Cheapskate.
RAV4, i40, Subaru Outback. Didn't mind the Outback, admittedly. But, you know,
You were literally driving a soccer mum's car.
yeah, they're all like soccer mum's cars, exactly.
Yeah.
So now that I've changed jobs, I have my own vehicle. So I bought myself a Triton
Ooh.
after much deliberation because I was going to
That's
go.
not much of an upgrade. I'll just
Well,
tell you that.
I was going to go a Hilux, but then, and by the way, the fucking secondhand car market is fucked because of COVID.
Terrible time to buy.
Terrible time to buy, but I have to.
As in,
I need a car to
everything's
do my
more
job.
expensive, or it's just too hard to navigate the
No, because they can't can't get new cars in because of all the freight dramas because of COVID. Because the fucking car manufacturers have had to shut down and do whatever. Plus, there's a backlog in the ports with all the shipping containers and shit.
Yeah, so a Triton that should be worth $5,000 is now worth 26 grand.
I'd say that like the second-hand market would be going up.
The
but
second-hand market is
new
inflated
car-
because there's a
yeah.
lot of demand for them.
So new
We've
car
we've
market
seen
would be
this
going
with
down.
Land Cruisers, the 79s. They're just,
Yep.
you know, like 90Ks new, then suddenly they're going for like 100 and something grand.
But yeah.
That's
terrible.
crazy.
But yeah, you know, I'm happy with it. Like it hasn't missed a beat. Now, I've had it for 4 weeks now.
You're
Haven't had it
welcome.
off-roading yet, but that's the next thing.
It is. I can't wait for it to get like fully stuck and fucked up, and then I'm going to get out the car, walk off a few meters, sit down, have a beer, and laugh at you.
Well, we have it.
You're talking about yours is going to get stuck right next to his.
Well,
But that's all right. It's been stuck before, and I don't care.
we can now compare the three because we now have a Hilux, a Navara, and a Triton, which we can all do four-wheel drive comparisons.
yeah.
Most people are going to think the Hilux is going to perform better, but
Not
I tell you
yours.
now,
Not
it
yours.
is gutless.
The
It is a gutless
nav,
piece
the
of
nav
shit.
any day of the week. Put your hand up if you have not been bogged ever.
No, fuck off. You got bogged
You've
in
been
Mount
bogged.
Crawford.
Nah,
I've not been
fuck.
bogged.
You even rung me and said, "Oh,
Nah. Nah.
are you free?"
You've
Nah.
been bogged.
I've never been
Fuck
bogged.
off.
Yes, you have. Just you got yourself out of the
Never
bog,
been bogged.
but you've been bogged. The navs are good because you just treat them like a piece of shit because they're so cheap.
Oh yeah, mine's
just
banged
like-
up to fuck. But mine's also a workhorse that like carries a stupid amount of tools around, does a crazy amount of Ks.
Yeah.
This is true.
Which mine will be eventually. At the moment, I'm not carrying too many tools, just some ladders and basic shit. But
Are you past the don't scratch it stage?
Oh, he would not be.
no, very much I am. Like I've had ladders up like on the roof racks this week.
Yeah, but
In and out of
on
the
the
bag.
roof racks. But the first time you take
if
a
I was
forward
precious,
driving-
I would have wrapped the roof rack so sliding the ladder up and back wouldn't have fucking rubbed on
Nah.
it.
I don't
You
think
can-
anyone does that.
You can tell where a man's.
We know people that do that. that would do that.
That's true. That's very true, actually. No, you can.
shit.
I like to think that you can tell how anal a man is about his car, about how he undoes his straps on the roof. So you got the blokes that just unhook it and throw the fucking thing over the other side. Then you got the blokes who unhook it and then sit it up on the top of the ladder, then walk around. the
Well,
other
I've
side
got
of the car,
Oki straps
climb
holding
up.
the ladders on. So
Yeah, do you just like let the fuckers go, or
no, I take them off and place them other side of the
So
ladder.
the first time he goes through the scrub, narrow channel, and
Yeah.
it gets like pinstripes, you're going to be like,
just like the death
I'm not.
squeal of
No. I'm. It is built. It is going to be a work vehicle and a full drive. It's not going to be fucking precious.
are you sure?
But yeah, it's got. It's.
How does
look,
it perform? And have you worked out the fuel economy yet?
I'm still working that out because I've only filled the thing up once.
Still,
Yes.
are you on empty?
No.
how many liters is the tank?
100.
How many? He does like fucking 20 Ks a week.
Well, I've done since I filled up. I've done 550,
That's all right.
so 70 Ks a week.
and I've still got more than half a tank left.
So you'd
That's
get
not bad.
You get about 1,000 Ks out of it.
It's a 90 litre tank,
100 litre tank.
100 litre.
Yeah. But
bad.
mind you, the fuel gauge only starts going down once it gets back to whatever the stock tank was. I can't remember what that is. 60 litres, I think.
Yeah, so you probably don't have much left in it.
Anyway, I'll fill it up sometime this week and I'll work out how many litres I'll put back into it, how many Ks I've done, and I'll tell you what my mileage is.
To be honest, it's a good thing to know because in our prior planning, when we go interstate for hunting, we typically work out the rough estimation of a fully laden vehicle to get over there,
Oh, yeah. So
so we can work it out in our budget.
whatever my fuel economy works out to be, I've been doing city kilometres in heavy traffic. Not really tools, but I've had ladders on there. I'm going to swap the muddies on it out for all terrains as well. So I've got fucking 33s on the thing.
Yeah, pushing 33s. Like, is it remapped? I can't remember if the owner
No,
said
I
it.
don't. No, it's not.
Yeah, look, I'd probably look if you're going to run 33s. I'd definitely get it remapped. It is. You will notice the difference dropping tyres to a 31 and an all terrain. You'll notice the power, the difference.
Yeah, but it's also this, like when you drive it on bitumen, do you get like the
Yeah,
It is a bit.
Yeah,
yeah, it drove me fucking.
I was talking to someone
nuts
today
when I
though,
first put mine on.
and the guy at the tyre, because he recently changed from muddies on his Land Cruiser to all terrains, and the guy at the tyre place was saying once the muddies, the tread get down, they're actually louder than when you first buy them.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the muddies, definitely. Yeah, there's like a nice hum to them at the start, and then the further down you get, they start getting noisy, and it's really bad because they're all quite older model vehicles. All three of our vehicles, they're not really that great at sound dampening inside. So as soon as you start getting low in the tyre, the noise is amplified, and then when you want to make a call, you end up shouting, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, I've noticed that and I'm used to like brand new cars with like integrated Apple CarPlay and all that
Tampons.
sort of shit,
Floral print.
to like an aftermarket thing with his little microphone up on the fucking A pillar.
He's also going through hormone replacement therapy.
But do you know what? I'm happy with it. I like it. It hasn't missed a beat so far. It's got everything I want in it, and I'll just tinker with little things here and there. The next thing is I'll probably put a awning on it.
You're going to change the spotlights?
I'll change them eventually. I'll just use them for now, but I'll upgrade them at some point.
Hainsey just got steady lights, and they fucking look mint.
Yep.
Yeah, how much do you pay for it?
I don't know.
Fucking heaps.
I don't think steady's
not
that
cheap.
expensive, man.
They're not steadies.
Not compared to like Light Force bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Do you know-
they're like a third of the price.
The light output from the Kings versus all the bigger brands is only a smidgen less. And
Yeah, but the life output is a smidgen less.
yeah, I mean, if you're using them all day, every day, like, did his Kings blow or did he just decide to replace them? I don't
did
know
he have
anyone
Kings?
whose Kings has blown and to the point where it's not like just simple.
See, I don't know. I have a set of Kings, and I have not put them on my ute yet, which I probably
So
should.
you don't have a set of Kings. You've got.
No, I don't.
You don't. I mean, you've,
I do.
not on your ute. You don't.
You're storing a set of Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
hold on to them for a friend.
Do you want them cheap? I'll sell them to you, Caleb. $1,000 each.
Side note about awnings though, I was checking out some Kings ones, and then
No.
well, just fucking hold your horses, mate. Hold your fucking horses. I'm like, well, I'll just whack something up there. I don't care.
Giddy up.
And then I was talking to a guy today who has the Kings, the one I pretty much was going to get. He's like, nah, I'm about to replace mine with Kalahari blackout ones. And I'm like, fuck. And I looked at the video on those. They look cool.
Look, Foxwing or 270-degree awning.
No, fuck that shit.
Yeah, nah, fuck. Man, you want a freestand, an awning that can freestand. You want 270 degrees, and you want something of like half decent quality, man. Because as soon as the wind
don't tell me
picks
what I
up,
want.
stuff starts ripping.
Don't tell
Oh,
me
well,
what I
you
want.
can spend fucking $500, get a cheapie, and then have to replace it in the
A cheapie's
second
like
time you use
$100,
it.
man. It's not.
No, they're not $100. They're still.
I was in BCF and it's $109 and you can get a pull out awning.
Oh, you're just talking of one of those like ones that just come straight out.
Yeah, like the 270-degree ones were $220
Yeah, no, I would not trust that
on sale.
at all. I would stop being a cheap ass on something like this and buy something that's not going because, mate, one, the structural integrity of the cheaper ones are shit, and two, the canvas, the stitching, they're fucking terrible.
Dude.
You're going to use it like a couple times, hit some wind, and then fucking rip off.
I'll show you this Kalahari one after we finish recording. Like, so the Kings ones, the canvas is 170 GSM, right? This is 420. And the whole thing is black as well.
Yeah, that's sick. Although it'd get hot in the sun.
It fucking blacks out the sun
Yeah.
and the rain, which
Yeah.
is what I'm more worried about.
Blacks out the sun.
yeah, so,
blacks out
yeah,
the
but
sun.
black, the color black absorbs the heat.
Yeah, but it's all black, so it looks better on my car.
Yeah, it looks cool, but you're going to be...
All my
like,
accessories
can
are
you
black.
imagine
So
in a
the
42
awning will
degree
be black.
day, sitting underneath a black
He
shade
doesn't
cloth.
do well in heat anyway.
Yeah, you're fucked. Yeah, I've got a fully sick fucking black shade
Nah,
sail, but
I'm
I'm only
Irish.
using winter.
There's some feature that fucking deals with that.
It's an umbrella. You're not getting a shade cloth. Thing.
I think it's-
you're getting an umbrella because
I
you
think
can't
it's
use it in
black
the sun.
underneath, but not on the top, so it
You
doesn't
wanna
absorb
fucking
the sun
hope
on
that.
the top.
So.
$270. You're looking at $1,200. Rip it up
I'm
there.
not getting
No
a
fucking
270
way. Jesus
degree fucking
Christ.
awning.
Fucking oath.
$1,200 for an awning? Are you fucking kidding me?
That's not a
I
lot.
don't want a 270 degree awning.
No, $200 is not a lot. $1,200, that's a fucking shitload of money for a fucking glorified umbrella that he can't use in the fucking sunshine.
You just made it on fucking crypto. So there you go. There's your fucking awning.
Yeah, mate. Just because I made it on crypto doesn't mean I'm going to blow it all on a fucking awning. Jesus.
Why else do you buy crypto?
Her name is Felicia.
Beer money.
His name is Felicia.
Oh, his name.
It's 2021.
You can have sex with that transvestite.
Transvestite. Whoa. Steady on.
Wait up.
I'm going to ease up on the wine.
You're gonna have to edit that. out.
Transvestite. Why? Why?
What'd you say? Transvestite.
I could edit that out and make myself not sound like a clown, but
Ooh.
do you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I stuttered.
He's one wine in.
I tried to say transvestite and I said some other word,
Cadbury.
which
He's
didn't make
one
sense.
wine in, and he is
Cadbury.
a mess.
No, I'm fine. I just stuttered.
Actually, talking about beer, I actually asked him today because Caleb's changed his job, as we know.
We were talking about beer.
And-
When?
No. Oh, I messaged you earlier this week. Anyway,
That's not today.
you've not today, but this week. Anyway, Caleb's changed his job and he's now in a manual labour job. So I sent him a message saying, "Oh, how does that beer taste at the end of the day?" And he's like, "Oh, don't know, haven't had one." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Un-Australian.
Yeah.
I was considering it Friday, but
Oh, you're considering it.
do you know
Well-
what? I'm like, I just want to fucking get home and eat.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Like, I
Yeah,
get to the
I'm
end of
with
the
you on
day.
that.
I'm like 5:30. I'm like finishing up. I'm like, I just want to get home and fucking eat dinner
Why don't you have a beer with dinner?
because food trumps beer
Yeah. Any day of the
when
week.
I'm hungry.
Oh my god, man!
But you know
Wait
what?
till you have that beer. You've had a real hard day, and you have that sip of beer.
Do you know what? If I finish at a reasonable hour sometime this week, I'll have a beer.
reasonable hour, you can stop off at the bottle-o and have a beer any time of the night.
Don't put him in a box, man.
Sorry. This is camp mum. So he's
Although-
like, "Oh, 6:30, no
You know,
coffee and no beer."
I think it's since we started this podcast that my whole no drinking on a school night rule has been absolutely gone out the window.
Yeah,
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I drink enough during the week.
I didn't
without
drink-
adding it to my work day.
I didn't drink for 12 months, man, and then used to fucking came on that. You'd already been there.
Yeah, fucked. You couldn't go a
When
week
the
without
fuck
alcohol.
did you go 12
I went
months without?
12 months with no piss when I was training hard a few years ago. 12
Bullshit.
months, no piss.
Bullshit.
The very first drink I had that broke that 12-month stint was your birthday, Ryan. And Caleb walked home.
Oh,
Fucking-
no,
'cause
it
he got in
was.
the shit.
It was.
Bullshit.
I remember it.
Nah.
Yep.
I remember it. It
I'm going
was.
to go through your bank records and there will be some purchase of
Nope.
alcohol.
Nope. Not a drop, man, for 12 months. Didn't even wank.
And you got shit-faced. Absolutely shit-faced because you were a pansy.
Lost your alcohol time.
Pansy.
I went home early, that's for sure.
Yeah. Good night. Bloody good night, that one.
Anyway. All right, well, let's keep it moving. This week's topic is In the Spotlight.
Fucking jinx.
Stereo
Yeah, bro.
sound.
Surround.
All right.
Sound.
Oh, stop trying to be funny.
I just want to shout out.
Let's just fucking do it.
I want to shout out to 19 Crimes because that's what we're drinking at the moment.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
And it is fucking divine.
Not that bottle. What's
El Cheapo as well. I'm quite impressed.
no? What's the open one? What are we actually doing?
no,
Is that a
you
Shiraz?
just were poured Shiraz.
Well, you have a half Pinot Noir, Pinot Noir, Pinot Noir,
you got half pain,
half pain,
which we know.
and a Shiraz. You got a blend, my friend.
You've made me a fucking blend.
No,
Absolutely.
because he tried I watched him and he tried pouring the empty bottle into his own drink. And it
I
was
forgot that we'd already drank a whole bottle.
So we just fucked mine while I wasn't looking.
Absolutely, I did. That's how I roll.
Story of my life.
With the 19 Crimes, you can actually, there's a scan QR thing, or you can type it in and you can actually get the
Backstory.
information on the photo of the criminal that's on the bottom.
because there's a different criminal on most of the bottles.
Yeah, they change sporadically or whatever. But yeah, different.
That's a. Have you tried the Cali Red with Snoop Dogg? Snoop Doggy Dogg.
No, I have not.
Yeah, I don't rate it.
I presume there would be a hint of marijuana in there.
Well, that's incredibly stereotypical of you, Josh.
How about we stop doing free plugs for wineries, which we get nothing from apart from drinking their delicious product? And Ryan, what's your topic breakdown for In the Spotlight?
This episode is a mess.
It is. It's great. Anyway.
There was a what?
Oh, there was some very inappropriate jokes that could have been made about our personal and private lives there, but I will let that one go.
That was a fucking slam dunk.
It was. It would have been, but too much editing. So, In the Spotlight. So, I was thinking less on a hunting sort of spotlight, more of people in the spotlight and people that are famous.
You know, this is why I do fucking 2 different topics. I think of 2 different topics for our fucking podcast night because I'm safe. I'm safe because that is exactly what I was thinking before.
Fuck, I need to start thinking more
I
outside
just
the
do
box.
one because I just go, what would you guys possibly think of? And I pick something that you probably won't.
And that's why they're shit.
Well, fucking, I'll just go and you guys finish then.
Isn't that usually what happens? Stories of sex tape?
I think you're already finished,
Titles of
mate.
sex tape.
You look cooked.
You did look. I'm
I'm not cooked. I'm just comfortable, all right?
I don't know. You've got your legs spread
He's mansplaining.
towards me. I've got like,
You're mansplaining.
you know, like if you,
I'm man spreading, actually.
have you guys ever logged on to Pornhub and gone straight to the cams and then like, boom, there's like a leg spread scene right in front of you. That's what I'm seeing with Caleb right now.
No, but I could imagine he would probably be paid to close his account down.
I don't know, man. There's some people that are right into the bear. What is it? Teddy bear? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I
I'll have
don't
to
know
do
what
some more
I'd-
research on that. Read a few papers.
I don't know what
do-
classification I'd be in.
I don't know, but you need some sun on those legs, bro.
Mate, there is a market for giant fucking legs.
There's a
Yeah.
market
Giant cocks in
for
between.
fucking tan as well. It's called spray tan.
No, it's not spray anymore,
No, man.
bro. It's well, they do get a mitt.
Moisturizer.
No, they get a mitt and they rub it in with a fucking tanning lotion.
That sounds sexual.
Well, it is, but it isn't.
That could be a job you could be paid to do.
Horrid.
You could be paid to rub fake tan into people's bodies, Josh.
I'm good. I'm 110% good. I'd
Anyway,
rather
we're
rub
digressing again.
I'd rather rub my own tan.
Anyway, famous people in the spotlight, Ryan. What are you
Well,
where are you going?
So I did the old interwebs research as I do every half hour before the podcast.
In the car before you come inside.
Oh yeah,
No,
this
he
is one
did
of
it
those
in
days.
front of us.
Well, I had a look at what celebrities into hunting or have been into hunting and are associated with hunting.
Please don't say Joe Rogan because that's so obvious.
Well, that is an obvious one, obviously. There's the ones that are very open about it.
Do we get to guess or not?
Yeah, guess. Have a guess. All right, have a crack.
Can I just say this goes 2 ways because there's also famous actors and things out there that you think would be fine with hunting because of the role they
Yes,
play
well-
in movies, and then they're not.
Well, this is the thing. So we're going to digress a little bit down that path in a little bit. But what actors and actresses do you think are pro hunting?
Vince Vaughn, I believe, is pro shooter. Actually,
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn is pro shooting.
Pro shooting.
Pro shooting.
Pro shooting. I think what I'm gathering from the data is that a lot of the old
I know. I want to fucking punch him in the face
do
sometimes.
it. Fucking do it. I'm ready. Gotta catch me first, you fucking teddy bear.
If you realise
All I
how
have
much,
to do is be able to walk and then get away from it.
if you realise how much like your old man you were sometimes, man, you probably punch yourself in the face.
I know exactly how much my old I had brekkie with my old man this morning and I'm looking at him and going, oh God, that's exactly like me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You pick up your father's mannerisms, man.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Just breaking into a random song and talking in weird accents at the most inappropriate times.
Yep. All right. Actors into hunting.
Well, not necessarily just actors, but like famous people. So actors, singers.
you got like the
personalities.
stereotype, the main ones out there, like Cam Haynes and all this and that.
They're not people that are famous
No,
for
but they're
hunting.
famous hunters.
No.
They're not famous
Yeah.
something else
Yeah.
who also like hunting.
That's true. The only one that I actually really know of is Vince Vaughn. I'm trying to dig deep here. I know of plenty that aren't.
There's also Joe Rogan's mate, the comedian. I fucking can't remember his name.
Oh, what's his name?
He
Fuck me.
Bloody hell.
All right, instead of wasting time saying bloody hell, why don't someone jump on the old Googles and figure it out?
No, I don't want to do that. You fucking tell me.
I don't
know.
think I could operate
There's-
Google
I
right
didn't-
now.
I
Like
didn't
I've already
Google
seen
everyone.
Just by the way, I've already seen the name you wrote down in your fucking
So-
notepad. So I'm
What
just
name did you see?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. So yeah, Chris Pratt is. I love Chris Pratt. By the way, there's like a man crush. Chris Pratt, Gerard Butler, and
Oh,
They hunt.
Didn't know.
no. This is people that I like.
Oh.
So,
Oh, God.
but it wouldn't surprise me if Gerard Butler hunts because he's just like a fucking man.
You should.
Yeah.
Actually, this is funny that you say that because there's an obvious one here. Old John Wick, what's his name?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, dude,
shoots.
that guy is an absolute fucking
He's a
machine.
fucking jet.
I mean, I don't know that he hunts, but he's fucking
No.
loves guns
He
and fucking
loves
knowing what the fuck he's doing with them.
Yeah. So for those playing at home, if you haven't looked yet, Google Keanu Reeves gun range, and you'll see him fly through the course like an absolute fucking assassin.
I think it's called. I can't remember. It starts with a T.
I know the place you're talking about.
The gun range. But this is actually something that, because Halle Berry did it as well, went to this range and learnt how to shoot for obviously the John Wick series. But it's starting to follow on and become increasingly popular with actors. And you know the TV show SWAT?
Yeah.
The crew, the star crew in that actually went to this gun range to learn how to shoot. Not hunting specifically, but they learnt how to shoot and operate the weapon system. So in the show, they actually look like they know what they're doing instead of looking like. I mean, actually, this brings up a fucking good topic, man. So I can't remember what it was. It wasn't. It was one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies that he did in the 80s. The other day, and he's shooting from the hip, and like the progression of movies have come a long, long way. Like you're not shooting from the hip and fucking killing
gunning
100
down
people.
guys.
You've actually got to aim the thing, and then when you look at things like the movie John Wick, I'll use this because it's the best example. He's running that gun. Like, it's Hollywooded up a little bit.
But he knows
but
what the fuck he's doing.
He's running that gun fucking outstandingly, man.
Do you guys watch movies and like count rounds and then watch the action? And
Counting
like,
rounds, I'm telling you now, is very, very, very difficult thing to do. And typically, if you get a stoppage or you get a pause in the firefight or anything like that, or you're gonna actually take your magazine out. And this is why they have
But I'm
also
talking about like the
see-through
realism
mags.
behind it. Like the realism. So if there's a couple of movies that I've watched where like a dude's got a Desert Eagle and he's just pumped out 22 rounds from a Desert Eagle, and you're like, yeah, not a fucking.
And
chance.
not-
Yeah,
not
some of them are
reloaded, yeah.
ridiculous.
Did
some
not
of them
even reload.
Yeah. Some of them are absolutely crazy, and some of them you don't even see them reload, or they'll load a magazine and cock the weapon, and then just for an or some weird Hollywood theme, just before they'll shoot it, they'll cock it again. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And now I do understand that cocking a rifle is an escalation of force. So in a certain situation, if you can either
cinematic effect.
adopt a more aggressive stance, and that's an escalation of force. Part of that could be cocking the weapon, but then obviously you're ejecting a live round, so you're wasting a live round. But it's certainly possible.
My favourite one is where they rack a pump action, and they rack it again, but no shell flies out.
Yeah. Oh, there's some weird shit out there.
Oh mate, when I was watching those sorts of things, whoever watching, we're like, that's fucking not true. They're like, shut the fuck up, Ryan. No one cares. But it's not accurate.
And shooting ruins some movies, man. If you're a shooter, or you're ex-military or ex-police or ex-anything like that, you end up pulling apart movies a lot of the time and being like, this is horse shit. You know, it doesn't happen like that.
But when they hit the money with how the firearms
Oh, you get a
actually
fucking
operate.
battle fat, man.
Dude.
Your dick is like rock fucking
John Wick.
solid.
John Wick, all of the movies are fucking mint. Like they're bang on with the platform management.
It's a fucking 90-minute fucking hard on. Fuck me, it is great.
I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah,
You haven't seen any of the John Wicks?
You
No.
used to drive a fucking tampon. Now you got a fucking ute. You might actually watch them.
I don't know.
I've just never found the time or been with someone who wanted
All right,
to
we're
watch
going to
them.
do that. We're going to watch John Wick together.
I do wanna
I'll
watch
hold your
it.
hand. It'll happen.
But do you know
We'll
what?
watch it.
Do you know what I never do? Watch movies by myself. I can't do
What?
it. I just
Why?
can't do it.
Why not?
It's just weird. I
I
feel
go
like
to the fucking cinema by myself.
I just feel like
He'll go
oh,
to the
no, that
pub
is
and have a
weird.
meal by himself.
Yeah, you go have a meal at the pub.
Because I need to eat. It's a basic human need. Fuck me.
How the fuck do you go to the pub and eat a meal by yourself? They can't watch a movie by yourself.
Because I need to eat. I don't need to entertain myself by myself.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm lost in my own thought train now.
Wow.
Fuck this. Just move on. Move on.
Anyway, so I got a little bit of a list here of people that are like, oh, okay. But so what's happened is the more gun lobbyists and pro-gun, anti-gun sort of propaganda and shit has developed in the media, you can tell from the time frame of the information available in Google how it's progressed, and those who've jumped off the gun bandwagon and gone, well, fuck that, and jumped on like the pro animals and animal activists and that sort of shit.
See, this goes the other way as well, man, because COVID in the States especially had, especially in those states in the US that have like just turned to shit, like LA and things like that, through COVID, there's a lot of people that were extreme left that have turned around and gone, oh, I need to buy a gun.
That's true. But I'm talking more in the sense of people that have a narrative that they portray to the general public because it affects the public opinion of them.
See, that I hate, man. I
fuck
fucking
it, no.
stand by
true
this
to you,
100%. If you believe in something, fucking believe in it, mate. Like and stand by your own belief and stick by it through anything.
I mean, to play the devil's advocate there, for some of the people that are in the spotlight all the fucking time, they could either make or break their entire career.
I personally think that if that's the case, find a new fucking career, because you're lying to yourself, and that has a lot more consequences, I think, long term in your happiness and your personal health than it does in the short term.
That's easier said than done, though, man. Like Hollywood,
and you know
is
what? If the
fucked.
truth was easy, everyone would
You
do
just
it.
have to. You just have to look at fucking what's his name, Weinstein, to look at what people have put up with in order to progress in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like actresses who've been fucking raped and molested, and they've allowed it to happen just because that can land them the next big
And
role.
you know
and
what?
they've allowed that to happen.
Shouldn't happen either.
It shouldn't.
And
Fucking
they
hate
know
that.
that it's wrong, so
For-
they should
for
stand
you.
by their
But that's
convictions.
Hollywood, man.
It's about priorities. Like what is more important to you? Making it, becoming a millionaire, becoming world famous, or not doing that because of certain things that happen to you? And it's each individual's choice as to what they do. And I think what's happened is and it's fucking terrible, all that sort of shit that's gone on. But I ask myself, if you put someone in that scenario and they are willing to do whatever it takes to become whatever their dream is, and then they become that dream and they've got a voice, and then they go, oh, actually, he did this to me 10 fucking years ago. While it's terrible, I personally, I can't understand why, how, and what would have happened for your values to have changed to a point where it's now used and justified and okay for you to speak out for what happened 10 years ago, but then 10 years ago it didn't, and for that entire 10-year period you've said nothing until
That's
it's
what I
become,
mean. They've lied to themselves. So in the short term, it's fine.
Yeah, but
in the
back
long
then,
term, it's not.
back then they probably didn't have that much money or influence, and whereas now they've probably made it and have some backing.
But would they have said it off of their own back? I guess is a better way of
that's
putting
just
it.
being-
Or is it
that's-
just jumping on the bandwagon for something that
it's
they've...
the whole Me
hypocrisy,
Too thing,
mate.
man. But
No.
anyway,
I
we're
don't
not
know.
talking about that shit.
Yeah,
we want
let's
to talk
move
about
on. So,
guns,
So-
and shooting and hunting.
country music artists are pretty much a given.
Of course.
I mean, they're like Like the likes of Luke Bryan and Blake Shelton and those sort of guys, they just they write songs about it, which is
hunting, fishing, loving every day.
yeah. Big, I love that song by the way.
It is.
Great.
It's
song.
fucking perfect. And yeah, it describes how life should be
So the
lived.
Southerners, they're just a given.
Yeah, that's given.
A big one that made the headlines a while ago was Prince Harry. So Prince Harry, given being a royal and it's a gentleman's sport to go pheasant hunting.
Yeah, but he's in the military as well. So
That's true.
But that's a long-standing tradition that you're talking about in the monarchy. And that's
there's more to it. Let me finish my story. Let me finish.
All right.
Shut the fuck up.
All right.
So Meghan Markle, as you may know, is a very strong advocate for animal rights. But
her husband
is a hunter.
Can you imagine the fucking dinners you'd have?
Well, that's the thing. So there was a rumor that went around that she actually stopped him from attending the annual Boxing Day. Like the royal family get together every Boxing Day and go on a hunt for pheasant. It's a traditional thing. There's a lot of rumors circulating around that she stopped him from doing that, which ended up being debunked.
How do you stop someone from doing?
Well, it portrays this like whole
Bro, a fucking pair of nuts, cunt.
from like my
the power of the pussy.
the power of the pussy is the power of the pussy. Fuck, if Meghan Markle was like, I will marry you, but you cannot pheasant hunt.
I'd be like, there's the door, motherfucker.
Turn it up. You would not.
No
Fucking
fucking way.
Oh,
No
mate,
way.
why would I
man.
be with someone that is that extreme opposite to my beliefs?
It's weird, but and this is the other thing though.
Answer your own fucking question. Just go through your dating history, man.
Let's not. But none have.
Just fucking, you have snookered yourself.
None has. No. No one that I've ever dated has stopped me from hunting.
I think it was debunked. Like,
And
never.
then what did it do? It caused fucking dramas, and they all ended.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, let's stay true to yourself, bro.
Yeah.
No, what? So my understanding is the way that it's been portrayed, and the feeling that I get is that Meghan Markle is like this strong, like she's a like superwoman, like girl power, and all that. And then Harry's been put in a box. I think it's all complete fucking bullshit. I like reading this.
You're a fucking prince. Just be like.
Yeah, I think
listen
honestly,
here,
because
motherfucker.
and this stems from like all the tabloid bullshit where they've gone, he's denounced his claim to the throne or whatever the fuck it is, being a royal, and then they've moved off and started a life on their own. Dude, can you imagine being part of the royal family? It would be great having all the like the luxury and all that sort of shit, but the obligations that you'd have and then the political bullshit you'd have to put up with. Fuck, I couldn't do it. So,
yeah, but look, not wanting for a meal is pretty fucking ace.
that's pretty fucking true.
Yeah, but
actually.
would you like every single move scrutinised by the media?
Yeah.
Like you can't step foot outside your door without.
Yeah, I feel like you
paparazzi.
lose a lot of stresses that normal people don't have.
Mate,
and pick up others.
you would gain so many more stresses that people
you
don't
pick up
have.
other stresses, but at the same time, I think it works out in the wash.
I actually listened to a podcast with him recently, and he's just a pretty chilled dude for someone who's a royal.
Ooh, we should get him.
Dude, we should get him.
Oh God!
Let's do it. That's going to be my lifelong goal now, is to get Prince Harry on the fucking Send It Mate podcast. But
If we do, we're getting him lit.
So yeah. Anyway, back to
Hang on, I'll find out what that podcast was called. Keep talking.
yeah. So getting back to it. So he still hunts. It's a thing. I think it's probably a good example of people who have.
And if he didn't enjoy it, man, he would stop. So I think I can't stress enough to everybody, just be you. And that's something I learned the older I got, and when I certainly reached 30 years of age, being me, it was like it was utmost of importance. Now, I used to own a cafe, and it's quite funny. In the cafe, you had to hold yourself in a certain manner. Obviously, you're dealing with the general public and things like this, and I found myself in doing this, I was lying to myself a little bit. People were coming up and asking about vegan-friendly stuff and things like that, and I didn't believe in it. And as one of the owners of the cafe, I was like, well, why am I even entertaining this thought? Why am I bending over for something that I don't agree with.
Are you bending over, or is it the fact that you'd be accommodating something?
Or even accommodating something that I don't believe in. It got to the point where I openly spoke about hunting, and I made some good friends, and I made some amazing contacts, and had some awesome discussions with people that I thought would just immediately shrugged me off because they were on the opposite end of the spectrum, and they didn't. And it generated a lot of customers coming back. A couple that were Danish, an old couple that were Danish, and they were very... It's like their life, they had done a switch. They had gone from, yeah, look, we did it tough and we ate cockroaches and shit. This is an example, like a hypothetical. And then they've gone to, oh, yep, I'm going to wear my fucking Louis Vuitton and fucking eat fucking kale and shit fucking
I think you mean caviar.
gold. No, they did like a 180 on like life, and then we're not, you sit down and you have a conversation with them, and you're like, oh, I'm a hunter, and I love it. More meat the better.
At least they have that reference point of having
they
previously
did.
done it.
Yeah.
And that was
So
a
they can
bad
identify with
example.
you.
But
Yeah.
there was another example, and plenty of them, where they were younger couples and they were like completely against it. And then you were just like, you were honest. You were like, oh, look, yeah. They're like, oh, you're working this weekend. We'll come in and have a coffee with you. And I'm like, nah, I'm actually going hunting. And they'd be like, what? You'd be like, yeah, I'm going hunting. And then you'd go hunting. You wouldn't see them. You'd come back. The next weekend they'd be in and they'd be like, oh, how'd you go? And you're like, why are you even asking me that? Because you're a vegan, or you're, the opposite end. You're like an animal rights person. And you'd explain to them and you'd be like, yeah, it was great. We ended up having a cook up like the end of the hunt, and, just enjoying each other's company and enjoying the meat that we'd just caught.
It's interesting though, because it probably shows that it's testament that there's two sides that probably suffer from the same stereotypical application. Like we always bang on about how. Sorry, big words.
No, the aircon just came on.
the
I was
aircon.
already like fucking negative 20.
You had this look on your face like, oh.
And I'm in a singlet.
That's the heater.
When are you
It comes
not in
out
a
cold
singlet?
first.
So I think it's testament that there is prejudice on both sides. So when we talk about vegans and people that are anti-hunting and that sort of thing, myself personally, my first go-to is when I hear vegan is, well, you're going to hate hunters. Like you're judging someone based on the preference of what they eat instead of on what their actual opinion is on something. And it goes both ways, where people hear hunter and they go, well, you must be a fucking psychopath and enjoy killing everything.
But when you explain it to them, suddenly they're like, oh.
Well, that's it. And it's all about education. So I've had some fucking banging vegan food. And before that, I was like, no, I'm not ever going to fucking eat vegan. It's all just like, it's rabbit food. So why waste my time? So I think your story is testament to the fact that we can all be a little bit more open in our perspective of what people's opinion will be. And in what you're saying, stay true to yourself and understand that people aren't necessarily going to be in the box that you put them in before you start talking to them.
See, look, this is actually a good segue into my topic. And that's...
we only got 2 names down the list that I have. Jesus.
Well,
Would you want to rattle the rest of them?
All right,
quickly?
let's get on to this. So, Madonna was a hunter. Actually, she was
that's why she was like did so well.
Yeah, she was a pheasant hunter. Now she's not so much.
And that's why she's not.
Well, that's the thing. This is what I was talking about before about jumping off the bandwagon.
People
about
conform. Like
do.
they just get beaten down by what they need to be done. Like
Kid
they just
Rock?
get put in a box.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So
Again, Southern.
Southern dude, but he didn't actually get into hunting until he was an adult, and he met Hank Williams Jr. Hank Williams Jr. They're both famous country musicians.
I'm telling you
Southern
now,
boys.
I got Kid Rock on my fucking gym playlist.
I fucking
mate.
love Kid Rock, eh?
Fuck.
The dude
Yeah.
knows how to write a rhyme.
You are fucking Kid Rock of Australia.
He's missing blonde hair and a mullet, but pretty close.
Bruh.
As close as you can get.
Yeah. Eva
He's never
Longoria.
fucked Pamela Anderson though, but
Well, I don't think I want to. Hepsi.
Dude, she's got enough money to get rid of all of that shit. She's probably got a brand new fucking
Dude,
vagina.
Tommy Lee's been there, so
Yeah. Dude, she'd have everything.
there'll be no friction.
No, if anything, she'd have like the most pristine lips you'd ever seen, and it'd be tight and perfect because she's got enough money to rebuild whatever the fuck it is that she lost.
She's been rejuvenated.
Absolutely. She's had like embryo cells implanted and all sorts of shit.
Keep going. Keep going.
All right, finish your list.
So the last one is Leva Longoria from Desperate
Did
Housewives.
you say Leva Longoria?
Eva.
Did I say? Oh, Eva.
Fuck
Sorry.
off, she's a hunter.
She grew up in Texas on a ranch, and she can skin a pig, a snake, a deer. She's
She can
well
She,
versed.
she just
Yeah, she can skin a snake.
she just went up about 10 places in Josh's wank bag.
Wow, the hypothetical dirty talk just took a turn, didn't it?
To round off Ryan's segment, that podcast is called Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. So yeah, he only has celebrity friends or other people on there. So he had Prince Harry on. It was a good episode actually. Bit of an insight, and to hear like Prince Harry like swear and talk casually is weird in itself.
Well, the normal people. This is what I don't.
Yeah.
I think the older you get, the more you realise that all the people that are in the spotlight are just normal fucking human beings.
100%.
They've got the same problems. They've got the same psychological bullshit going on that everyone else does.
And I think it's becoming a little bit more accepted. When I was a kid, swearing was not a thing that you did. It was a thing behind closed doors that was acceptable, but in public it wasn't.
I think it depends on who you're surrounding yourself with.
That too, but I think just being normal is just becoming widely accepted, widely known. People are, and people like raw. People like just someone being themselves and who they are.
Genuine.
Yeah.
It's a genuine person.
This is part of the reason I fucking changed jobs because I'm sick of the corporate world having to put on airs and be professional,
Yeah. Fuck that.
which I can do. I can switch between both worlds, but I don't
How
like having to do that.
tiresome is it?
Well,
It's tiresome,
I'm
yeah.
the same. Like we haven't even spoken on the podcast, but I've taken a step out of management roles to being back on the tools as well, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Because you can just be yourself, man. Like, you rub shoulders with CEOs, and they're all all of them are exactly the fucking same. You put a suit on, put them in a meeting, and they're like this polished fucking well-to-do man, but then you go behind the scenes and have a drink with them and go to the strippers, and they're just a fucking potty mouth motherfucker like everybody
It's
else.
hypocrisy.
It is absolutely. I don't know why. Like, why the fuck is it this? That you're presenting yourself as being this. Like, you've got the clothes, you've got the shoes and the watch and whatever the fuck it is that you've got, and you want to be this well polished dude. But reality is that that's not who you are. And I've found that, especially when you're operating within business like deals and stuff going on, it's the people that are genuine that end up breaking through that barrier, because anyone can pretend to be anyone else, but it can only last for so long.
Yeah, well, like that. Yeah, that's exactly right. It only lasts for so long. Being fake or putting on a facade certainly only lasts for. You can only do it for a finite amount of time.
And the funny thing is that there's this misconception that if you've got shiny shoes, you're making more money than the dudes that have the dirty boots. Not true.
I agree.
Dude, I saw a homeless dude with shiny shoes yesterday.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, there's.
I'll tell all right, quick story, right? So my partner is celiac. So we went into a cafe. She ordered pancakes, like gluten-free. They come out, they put fucking Oreo crumb on the top of it, and the waitress is like, oh, shit. He put Oreo crumb on there. That's not gluten-free. Hang on, I'll take it back. Come back. Oh, shit, that was our last gluten-free pancakes. What else do you want from the menu? So she orders again. Anyway, homeless bloke walks into this cafe, says, I assume I was sitting outside. Do you have any meals I can eat that no one can eat? Her gluten-free pancakes with the Oreo crumb get given to this homeless man who comes and sits outside fucking right next to us and eats it.
That is awesome. That is the best fucking story I've heard all week.
So my partner had to watch this guy eat her pancakes, which she couldn't eat. But it was one of these weird things where you're like, to him, that made his fucking week, right? So he was sitting there talking to us about, I'm so fucking lucky. Like, I've come in here and I've got this pancakes and they're delicious.
Did you tell them that they were yours?
No, we didn't. We
Probably
didn't.
one of those secret billionaires that are fucking homeless.
No, he was 100% homeless. Like,
He's got shiny shoes.
I don't think that's
but he
a
had
thing,
shiny
man.
shoes. He'd shined his shoes. He had like suit pants on. He had a singlet. He'd like
Billionaire.
slicked his hair back, but he was
Shooshed himself
homeless.
up a little bit.
He
That's good on him.
He was
Billionaire.
homeless as
You know what
fuck.
they say? Look good, feel good, bro.
Anyway,
Caleb
side
doesn't
note.
know anything about that.
I didn't even hear what you said then. What?
That's all right. You don't need to.
Well, I'll hear it when I fucking listen back to this shit.
You'll hear
And
it
then
when you
I'll
do the editing.
And then I'll edit it out and fucking we'll never know. Anyway, let's hit Josh up for his topic breakdown.
Don't remember my segue.
Cool. You want to skip you or?
Fuck no. Caleb, what's yours?
No, I've got. So this is a little different once again, and it's a bit of in the spotlight. Now, Send It Mate. I'm going to bring this to Send It Mate. This is something that I never ever thought would happen, and I didn't. And none of us have ever wanted it to. We didn't start this to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna fucking, swing dicks or whatever. Now I was at the gun shop.
Speak for yourself.
Says the bloke. We're like, hey, when are we recording next? Oh, fuck, I don't know.
I wonder if we could put a poll out for the least favourite fucking Send It Mate.
Oh, let's do that. No, we'll put a poll out. Vote. Who's your favourite? Caleb, Josh, or Ryan?
You want to do a popularity contest?
Let's do a fucking popularity contest.
Except all the Instagram polls. Oh no, you can do multiple.
Who's in the
Yeah.
spotlight?
Yeah. Nah, the loser has to do something ludicrous. Let's do that.
Who do you like the best?
Yeah.
Who do you like the best?
And whoever comes last
Yeah.
has to do something ridiculous.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's done. It's a thing.
Oh, that's a thing.
It's happening this week.
That's going to be, that's quite nerve-wracking actually.
Nerve-wracking for you because you're going to lose.
I'm all right because I'll just go and make a whole heap of fake accounts and vote the way that I want it to.
Vote one, Camp Mum Caleb.
Yeah, Mum Caleb.
You know you love me. The only reason you can listen to this podcast is I fucking edit it and upload it.
Fuck, the reason why you hate Caleb is because he edits out all the good shit that will make you giggle like there's
Yeah.
no tomorrow.
Yeah, he does.
If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even hear
The things that you do not
Wait a
hear.
second, we'd probably be in jail if that was the case.
Probably.
Correct.
In jail or being chased by some sort of mafia
Yeah,
mob.
there'd be some death threats.
As it is, I reckon there's been 2 cunts dropped on this episode, which I'll leave in.
That's 3.
That's now 3.
You've changed, man.
Thank you.
46 fucks in this fucked up rhyme.
Hey, the limp biscuit.
Chocolate starfish.
Banger.
Great.
Anyway,
Great album, that, by the way. Love it.
Yes.
so one of the things that I'll just start with an example, and that's I was at the gun shop a while ago. I was just looking at I bought some ammunition, and I got sort of sidetracked with looking at some Bagaras, or Bagaras, whatever you want to call it. We're from the
Bagaras.
south, so Bagaras.
Bagaras. It's not fucking.
We're from the
It's
south.
not the Jungle
Stop
Book.
trying to jazz it up, Joe Dirt.
The Bagaras. What do you call it? Bagheera or some shit.
Bagara. Anyway,
Bagara, yes.
so we're sitting there, and I was just sort of talking away with the guy, and I'd stepped back for a second and just did a bit of a lap of the gun shop. And a dude's come in, and he's gone to the front counter, and he started talking to one of the guys at the shop. And I've come back to the counter and just like continued buying my stuff.
started
and he's
talking
like, "Oh,
in your southern drawl.
I know you." And I'm like, "What do you mean you know me?" And he's like, "Dude, you're from Send It Mate." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Like, we don't, like, unless you followed our Instagram, you're not going to know what we look like. So he's recognised voice just instantly.
He's probably looked at your small stature and the fact you're in a gun shop and put two and two together.
I'm most certain there's people my height, which is close to average.
No, it ain't.
Average for a dwarf.
You are below average height.
He's seen my broad shoulders and been like, "Oh."
Oh, there's a guy with a nipple out at all times. It must be Josh.
Anyway, he's recognised me, and I was like, "Hey, how you going, mate? Blah blah blah. Yeah, good to see you." And we had a bit of a conversation, and it sort of sparked off. Now, it was the weirdest feeling that I'd ever encountered, because it was a random person, and
A stranger knowing who you are, basically.
yeah, that suddenly knew who I was, and I was like, "Wow, this is kind of weird." And at no point did I ever expect it. Not once. I just thought people would listen to us trash talking and like laugh and fucking, I don't know, call Caleb weird and shit. And fucking that'd be it.
I'm probably in the same page as you. Like don't think any of us got into this for it to become what I honestly didn't think it'd become what it is now. I thought we'd still have one little microphone huddled around a table, fucking talking shit.
This is the thing.
true.
A lot of the listeners don't realise where we started for quite a few months and it ended up being 8 hours of just trash talk of
I was more than
trialing
that.
this.
It was way more than that.
Oh, 8 hours edited of trash talk shit. And look, we're pretty fucking trashy as it is. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, but there was unstructured drivel.
He was.
And honestly, I've listened to a lot of that back, and it was just us fucking therapizing.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah. It was like a therapy session of
Given that we were like at least half a bottle of spirits in every time that we recorded, it probably didn't help.
yeah, but it was like just crap, like utter crap. Like I wouldn't have paid to shut it down, to be honest. Like
I mean, it's interesting
Yeah.
and it's incriminating. And
It's very incriminating.
it's incriminating.
But that's what it is, man. Like we've put a lot of time and effort into this. I don't think people realize how much effort goes into having.
Well, it is, and this is something that we had spoken about for years and years and years, and been like, oh, let's have a fucking get together every month and have a barbecue, and we sort of actually relied on who we were like our wives at the time, sort of gelling,
women doing
everyone
the organising.
gelling.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't organising. I think it was more to the fact of because we all got along, but our wives
Yeah, but
didn't.
blokes are typically terrible at organising, so most of the time the women did the organising of the social events.
That's true to a point, but it was also just this. Okay, it didn't really gel.
Yeah, hard to
as a
do when you
group.
don't have a wife.
So we were like, oh, let's, we should do something every month. I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Didn't have a wife.
I'm just laughing because we all used to have wives, but we don't anymore. And I made a joke about that.
Oh,
so.
right. Yeah,
It's
that's
funny.
true.
All divorced fucking weirdos.
And anyway, so
Be a good reason for this.
it had never had eventuated to anything. And personally, talking from my heart, I wanted to get closer to my mates than further away. And I really, really, I'd used to wish it. I'd be like, yeah, I wish the fucking boys and, we'd just get together and do something. And we finally worked out and we were like, oh, we're all good at talking shit. Let's do a fucking podcast. Yeah.
I don't even know, because
We just have a legitimate reason to get together now.
We do.
That's true.
But it is it's just formed into this weird structure. I mean, we hear from amazing people now on the internet, like people that I never thought I would talk to us, and you build this relationship and you learn things from them. It's
true. And that is part of the thrill of it, is interacting with complete strangers.
it is,
And they've heard something you've been talking about and they'll like pick you up on something or like continue the discussion
and people you would never ever think that would say boo to you is suddenly they're like, hey man, love what you're doing, and you're like, what? You love what we're doing, mate? I'm like a fanboy.
oh, look, it's cool. And I mean, we don't do it for the pats on the back or the interaction. Like we do it because we love doing it and we like interacting with people. But
Don't get me wrong. My question to both of you is, did you see yourself where we are? And obviously, this is picking up. Like it's amazing. Like the more time you spend on it, the more work that you do, you pick up traction, and it gets further and further.
yeah, it's all forward
And
momentum.
Then suddenly you look back and you're like, wow, this is insane. So where do you think, or where do you see yourself going from here?
Well,
And did you ever think that you would be at this point, or and what the future holds?
Well, I would have liked to have got to this point on the podcast. It's. I mean, ultimately, it would be good if this was a full-time gig, but obviously it's a side project at this point while we all have gainful employment in other things. But to get it to a point where it can make money and be a full-time gig would be awesome. That's going to have to be in conjunction with other things. But if the way that I made a living was completely around hunting the outdoors and a podcast, that would be ideal. That would be the ultimate dream.
Yeah.
But I think it's done well and how it's grown since we've been going. Like we started in September 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
So we're not even 12 months in, and I think we've done well.
Well, certainly. And it's just, I guess what I'm trying to bring it back to is it is a little different when people recognise you.
You saying it's strange being in the spotlight?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't want to phrase it that way because that seems a bit fucking wanky, to be honest.
Well, you're not on the fucking news or in the media.
Oh,
You just,
no, and don't get me wrong, like it's not, we're not like a household name or anything, but it is just strange to know that someone that you've never met recognises you and, you're just sort of, you're a bit taken back by it. And now I'm not going to use that H word because that's, I believe, a fucking load of shit.
hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah, that's the one. But it's just a little strange.
What H word are you talking about?
I don't know what word you're
Hymen?
talking about. What the fuck?
What
H word?
Horcrux. What?
Humble.
Humble?
But what? How?
Bitch, be humble.
Oh, yeah. That is a fucking good
is
song.
that your? This is a little like your little fucking speech about being humble.
No, there's
you made it.
I fucking hate that word, mate.
Genuine humility and there is fake humility.
Mate, we're not
purpose.
in this to make anything of ourselves.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's quite evident in the way that we fucking talk about ourselves.
You don't like us,
That's what
fuck
I'm,
off.
I'm trying to get across is like none of us thought that it'd get to this point or people would actually listen to our shit.
Yeah, it's quite hilarious.
And massive thank you to everyone who does.
Oh fuck yeah,
fuck
mate!
yeah.
Without you sitting in your car with your earphones in right now,
Zach.
thank you very much. Yeah, Zach.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks, buddy.
Fuck, yeah, speaking of Zach, dude, did I tell you that he randomly, oh no, I covered this in the last podcast, he rocked up because he's a delivery driver for one of the companies that we order stuff from, and I didn't even know that, and he rocked up at the site that I was at.
Yeah, he sent me a video.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, hey, man, how you going? And I looked at him and I'm like, no, that can't be Zach. And then he started talking. I'm like, no, that's his fucking voice. And then he took his sunnies off because he obviously recognized that I didn't recognize him. And I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, hey, man, how you going? Yeah, good. No worries.
You did not mention that at all.
Really? Out of the fucking world. Like, just did not expect that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Zach. You didn't send me a fucking video.
Well, he actually sent it to Send It Mate, and he sent a video, the people you see on job sites.
When was this?
Oh, it was a
It was
couple of
a few
weeks
weeks
ago.
ago, yeah.
Oh, no reception? Was I down south?
I
don't know where you were.
Nah,
at the
you weren't
time.
actually, not at the time.
Nah, I believe I was.
Anyway, there's a photo of Ryan in his high vis, looking like he's
Yeah, bro.
roughly doing something cool work.
I wasn't.
Oh,
doing
is that
fuck all.
was that you? I didn't recognise you in the photo. I remember that
Yeah,
photo now.
that's a picture of me doing work. It's hard to recognize.
Was it work?
It's not something we associate you with.
No.
We'll have to,
Sleep and being loud and drinking.
and I have to piss. So
What, are you implying that we pause? Are we pausing?
Do you know what? I can keep going while you go piss if you want.
Do it. Go piss.
Do you want to do it? Because I don't want to fucking pause.
I'm going to time.
I don't want to
how long it
pause.
takes
And we're
Josh
going to
piss.
time how long it takes Josh
Fine.
to go to urinate.
Hang on, don't leave yet. Hang on. Let me get the timer up. Yeah. And you're leaving the room right now.
And away now.
Done.
So we're moving on to my topic now, I take it?
Yep. Go.
Well, guess what, Ryan? I've decided for this week, my topic breakdown of In the Spotlight is I'm going to put you two in the spotlight.
Well, me one in the spotlight because
Well-
old mate's taking a fucking piss.
Well, when
with
he
his
gets back,
little
right? So I'll put you in the
fucking
spotlight first.
2-inch
And what
dick.
I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you the speed round questions we ask all our guests.
snap!
And I'm going to put you in the spotlight.
That's a bloody good one.
Are you ready?
All right, hit me.
Where are you from?
Yeah, we're from Adelaide.
I feel like I could answer these for you, but
Probably
yeah.
could.
You're born and raised in Adelaide, aren't you?
No, I was born in Henley Beach, actually.
In a private hospital.
it's a private hospital. Yeah.
Was it C-section or was it vaginal birth, right?
Oh, I didn't ask my mum. Sorry.
I hope it wasn't a vaginal birth because that head of yours.
Can you stop talking about this now? That's traumatic is the word that comes to mind.
It is. All right, we'll move on. Speed round. What's your favourite food?
Oh, fuck, gnocchi.
Gnocchi?
Yeah, man.
What the fuck?
The texture. It's all about the texture.
What was your first job?
My first job was Bilo.
Oh, yeah.
No, actually, no. I'm sorry. My first job was admin at Century 21.
Admin.
We're running the paperwork. So I actually reorganized the entire storage section of all of Century One's long-term tax files. But this is back when everything was on paper.
Are you telling me before you did Nightfill at Bilo, you did an admin job? You were a fucking secretary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first
All
job.
right, well, that's an answer. If you could trade places with anyone in the world, who would that be?
Ooh, fuck. It would either be Richard Branson or Eddie Murphy.
Okay. Do you
Just
want
'cause
to elaborate as to why?
Well, Richard Branson, because the dude's like the ultimate white man's dream, right? So, stupid amount of money, does whatever the fuck he wants. The dude's going to the moon or Mars, whatever the fuck it is. But also, the flip side to that, Eddie Murphy is the black man experience.
As in you want to have a big dick or
No, I just think
you just
Eddie
want to be that
Murphy's-
funny?
Eddie Murphy's life would be fucking surreal. Like, the dude was just
Oh, he's an enigma within the comedy scene.
absolute
Yeah.
enigma with everything and everything that he touches. And, well, I don't know if that's an appropriate word to use.
Okay. Just on Richard Branson, do you want to be related to Josh?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're related to Richard Branson. In
Yeah,
like
mate.
some like fifth fucking cousin half removed or where the fuck it is that.
No, nothing removed, man. But yeah, my oh shit. Now I've got to use my brain. It would be my father's side's mother is Branson.
So no real
side,
relation
mother.
at all.
My father's mother's Branson.
So your grandmother is a Branson.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's too bad, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's close, but not close enough.
Do you have children? We know the answer.
Yes, one Archer, absolute fucking legend of a kid.
Son, 6 years old. Most dangerous thing you've ever done?
The most dangerous. Oh, Jesus, there's a lot of things that are dangerous that I've done. Fuck, I don't know. It depends on the category. I mean, I've done things from taking substances that I didn't know what they were from a questionable source to like doing
What the fuck?
I'd say
backflips
that-
off of a 2-story building. Like there's a lot of things that have been near death. I don't know, man. The most dangerous thing that I've done.
That's a hard question.
I've almost died.
All
a
our guests
lot.
have been able to answer it.
Actually, do you know what? The most dangerous thing that I have done would be the closest that I came to death, which wasn't even voluntary. I drank a drink that was I was out at a nightclub with some female friends of mine, and one of them went and ordered a drink for herself, came back from the bar, and was fucking hammered and decided that it probably wasn't a good idea that she drank this. I took it from her and drank it, and it was laced with a lethal dose of ketamine, like lethal to the average human. So the body weight ratio to the amount of ketamine that
Here we
was,
go. He's going
and
to say he's massive.
No, it's not the fact that I have a fast metabolism in my size meant because I almost died, and
Yep.
this chick was like I had 50 kilos on her, so
She probably would have died if
she would
drank
have
it.
died if she'd taken it. I was found a half a kilometre away from the nightclub by another friend of mine who happened to be driving past, who picked me up and took me to the emergency ward, and they pumped my guts and kept me there for 3 days and did all the blood tests because no one knew what was going on. It turns out I had a lethal dose of ketamine in my blood. Yeah, that's
crazy.
closest. It's not the most dangerous thing that I've done. but-
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally, yeah. That's completely changed my whole idea of how safe nightclubs are for women.
That's why you drink a bloody stubby, mate.
Well, that's the thing. Like they and that's like guys go out and order whatever the fuck we want. It doesn't really matter. But women go out and they're like, oh, I need to have a closed container. Need to like all that sort of shit. It opened my eyes completely to that whole thing because unless you're in it and have seen it and experienced it, you don't really understand the severity of what goes on.
Did you feel
Correct.
shit?
Did I what?
Feel shit?
In terms
Well,
of...
He
was a
nearly
lot.
died.
I'd literally... Mate, that
He's
is...
in hospital.
I've nearly died on a couple of occasions, actually. I've come quite close. And this one was the one that psychologically, not damaged, but psychologically affected me the most.
Changed you, yeah.
Yeah.
But what did you feel like?
I was high as a fucking kite, man. I remember like looking at things and they were bigger than what they were supposed to be, and it was like the most whacked out high I've ever had. But it was in the space of maybe 45 minutes. I went from like dancing on the dance floor, having the fucking time of my life, to somehow being 500 meters away from the club. I don't remember much at all. I don't even remember being picked up. All I remember is waking up in the emergency. It wasn't even the emergency ward. They'd moved me to a unit by then, into general admission ward by then. I actually ended up getting out of bed and walking out without even checking out or anything. Just I found my clothes that were next to me that I'd worn the night and got up, went out, found my phone, which had like 4% battery, ended up calling people and they can't pick me up.
Yeah, fuck.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've seen some shit, man.
How old were you?
20
This is last week.
last week. Yeah.
20.
No, I don't. I think I was 21 or 22. It was it was when I was I was probably 22, I reckon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Cool. All right. Best piece of advice you've been given.
Best piece of advice: if you are the smartest person in the room, leave the room. Which I think came from Tim Turk. That resonated with me a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is.
What is your most treasured possession?
My most treasured possession is my son, obviously. He, my boy calls me on my shit.
You possess him?
Well, I don't possess him. That's true. And like, other than my son, my most treasured possession is probably my guitar.
There you go. Recommend a movie to us, Ryan.
John Wick.
Hey.
And what was your first rifle?
My first rifle. Fuck, which one did I get first? My first rifle was I think I got the Crossman before I got anything else.
Oh, Jesus. That is the worst answer we've had so far.
Crossman, little 177 air rifle, semi-automatic, falls under the... Oh, it sort of flies by under the radar, doesn't it?
Okay. It is a toy.
It is a toy. The next one from that was the 22, the BSA, and then I got the 243.
The Hauer.
The Hauer,
She
yeah.
fucking wax lyrical about every 5 seconds.
Fucking love that thing.
Josh, for your information, now that you're back from urinating, I'm turning the spotlight onto you two and asking you the speed round questions we ask all our guests.
Before we get into that, Josh took 8 minutes and 30 seconds to piss.
I have a big dick.
I think you were masturbating.
Did you have a dar break as well?
No, I've got a big dick. I can't.
How is the size of your penis relate to how big your bladder is?
Unravel it.
Yeah, it's got to
It takes a while. It does a special knot that takes a while to unravel.
It's got to travel. There's a distance that the urine has to travel.
Do you need
Anyway.
to get hard to piss?
What
the fuck?
Have you ever pissed
pissed
while
me
hard?
hard?
You can fucking piss like 4 meters. It's awesome.
Yeah. 4 meters to hit the ceiling.
Anyway, all right, speed round. Josh, where are you from?
South Australia.
Born and raised?
South Australia.
Weren't born in Swaziland or somewhere like that?
Nah.
You actually
Nah.
conceived?
My-
where were you conceived?
Parents are German and English, but no, I was conceived in the Larmac.
You were conceived in the Lyle Mac.
Sorry, not conceived. Sorry, born in the Larmac.
Just imagine Pointer.
I don't know where I was conceived.
You were conceived
They
in
have
the
to have
hospital.
a little.
Sorry, I
There's
don't,
got to be a quiet room around here somewhere, love.
I don't know where I was conceived. This is a question for Poiter, and I doubt he remembers.
Oh, we'll ask him.
I
We'll-
would ask Peter that.
Let's ask
They
him
were
when he
gonna be
comes on the
like-
podcast.
Yo, Poiter,
In
when
the
did you stick it in Brenda and make Josh?
That's lovely, and I don't want to think about that.
Well, we're asking it.
I think the more appropriate question would be, what position were they in? I am definitely putting all of my money and my left
They're Christian
nut,
missionary.
on missionary. Because it is a God-like position.
Yeah, there's missionary.
Missionary. Tried doggy once, then found it was the devil.
Yeah,
All right, what's your favourite food, Josh? He's going to say meat.
yeah, meat, man.
As in meat, the...
Actually,
Like dick or
my favorite food would be, shit,
Shit? Okay.
red deer, bacon, and lamb. They're my favourite.
One thing.
No, because you have a plate, and that's your fruit and veg.
Mixed
and
grill.
shit.
I half expected. Oh, actually, when we used to go out, you'd get the mixed grill every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, cool. What was your first job?
Oh shit, Red Rooter.
Red
Rooster
was your first.
Red Rooter. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. If you could trade places with anyone in the world, who would that be?
Oh, fuck. My first reaction is myself, man. I'm quite happy being me.
Oh, well, bloody fucking da. Look at you.
Yeah. No, well, I'm happy with what I got.
Fucking boring answer.
But if I had to,
I'm telling you, you have to.
shit, it'd be.
Rephrase the question. You have to trade places with someone. Who is it?
Oh shit! It would be a toss up between Joe Rogan, Cameron Haynes, or fuck.
This isn't a multiple choice question, bro. Just pick one.
Oh, I can't.
Don't be
I'm so
greedy.
indecisive.
Don't be greedy.
I'm so indecisive.
What I'm hearing is you just want to do, well, trade places with someone who's like the
It'd probably
ultimate of what you do
It'd
now.
probably actually be Steve Rinella.
Ranella.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Do you have children? No. Simple.
Well,
That you know of. What's the most?
anything's possible. Nah, no kids, man.
Okay. What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
Went to Afghanistan. It was shit.
That probably trumped most people we've had on here.
I mean, for those playing at home, it was not for a holiday.
Yeah,
That's funny, actually.
You go backpacking.
You can go online and look at Afghanistan in the 80s, and the Russians had obviously. So the picture that I'm thinking about is actually the airport in Kabul, and it was amazing. And this picture actually has chicks in mini skirts and things like this, and it was advertised as a holiday destination.
What, like the 60s?
I believe the 80s. I think the 80s, maybe the 60s. I don't know. I can't.
I mean,
remember.
miniskirts was the 60s, but
I can't remember. Maybe the 60s.
How
But yeah,
the mini skirts was the 6th. Righto, camp bum.
well, miniskirts were a thing in the 60s. That's
Wasn't that flat
that's
dresses or
that's
whatever
the
it was?
heyday of miniskirt was the 60s.
when I think 60s, I think Amish. I mean, I think
What?
when I think like the 80s, I think my dad with a gigantic red afro and a fucking big bushy beard.
That would have
with
been the
flower
70s.
pants.
So 70s think disco. That's when your old man would have had a big fucking afro.
No, I'm pretty sure it was. Well, hang on. We can work this
late
out.
70s, early 80s
Nah.
was the Afro era.
My parents
Yeah.
are like 40 years of marriage or something, 40 something years. So that'd be the 80s.
Yeah, well, 41 years ago puts us at 1980. So when they first got together would have been the 70s. Now think about your older sister, how old she is. So we're going plus 40 years here. So we're talking 70s.
Was my sister born?
Well,
I don't know.
Was she born out of wedlock?
Most definitely not, man. My family's fucking extreme, fucking right wing
Was
Christian.
she born more than 9 months after your parents got together and married?
Scandal. Have we uncovered a scandal on the podcast?
Let's ask Poiter.
I think we need to ask Poiter this. It's
We will
definitely-
ask
it's-
the hard
it's
questions of him.
Bates scandal.
We'll ask the hard questions. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Just do it. Don't be a pussy.
That's like
look-
my daily motto.
Look, there's a lot of things in my life that I've done and a lot of things that I want to do, and a lot of things stop people because they're like, oh, I don't have enough money, or I've got kids, or I've got I've got an ailment, or this and that. And I think you're stopping yourself from doing what you want to do.
I agree with you 100%.
And I think like Nike's got it fucking nailed, mate.
Just do it.
Just fucking do it, you pussy.
Well, I mean, Nike doesn't say you pussy, but
I mean, the marketing department took your pussy off the end of it.
yeah.
Yeah, probably for
Just do
fucking
it. Full
PR.
stop. You pussy.
But-
Full stop.
No, just do it. It is, whether you succeed or fail, you're learning and you're growing, and really, even in failure, you're succeeding.
I think that's the thing. The problem that we have these days is there are so many reasons as to why not that aren't valid reasons that people find, where you don't need to have a reason why that needs to outweigh the why not. What you need to have is an understanding that if you just keep hacking away at something, it will happen.
See, I don't believe that. I think if you've got an idea, you do it. You put 110% if you do it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Though, if you're expecting success straight out the gates, it's not going to happen.
Nah,
Most chances are that you're not going to have success straight out the gates. That's an anomaly. But it's easier to find reasons why not than it is to find reasons that you should. And if you're doing a balancing act of your pros and your cons, then in this day and age that we live in, it's a negative vibe that is being put out from every single fucking outlet that we look at is a negative thing. There's no like positive reinforcement of anything. That's a general portrayer of media, social interaction, of all that sort of shit. There's not the times of just fucking do it, get it done, and suck it up are gone because you cannot speak to people like that. It's not generally accepted.
No, I'm talking more of like if you've got an idea in your head. And
Yeah, but that's
you've got
what
a
I'm talking
passion,
about. That leads into that.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it. Like don't find the reasons not to do it based on what other people are saying.
Do something.
Yeah, you're gonna
Do
you're
something.
You're gonna
Start
lead
something.
a sad fucking existence, man. If you just don't take a risk and do it.
Like
Yeah.
right now, Shia LaBeouf in that video he did is coming to mind where he's just like, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Well, it's true, man. Like, and it like this is the piece of advice that you can take as small or as large as you want, whether it's a business idea or whether it's you're out hunting and you've got one more ridge in front of you and it's fucking 5:30, you're low light condition, and you're just like, no, I'll set up a tent for the night and rest. No, you know what? What if you just fucking did it? You might end up getting a fucking trophy Samba. Like, so it can be taken on any scale of your life.
Oh fuck yeah! The way that I run through the probability of everything. That's the way my brain works. So just like that's a fucking brilliant thing that you've just said there, Josh. Just fucking do it. I got to get on that bandwagon. When I make any decision at all, the way that my mind works is I try to calculate the probability of outcome and then go to the worst case scenario. And then go, well, if this is the worst case scenario, what can I do to safeguard? What does that actually mean if we go to worst case scenario? It could mean a whole vast range of terrible things. But at the end of the day, if you're still alive and if you're still breathing and you've still got yourself being
Food and
mobile,
water.
if you've still got those things, then
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah. And you know what? You'll learn more in adversity than you will in fucking
Absolutely.
in easy times, man. So look, I'm a pretty simple lad, Caleb.
I know.
And well, you can make fun of that all you want, man. But I'm consistent and I'm simple. And you know what?
I think you're more
I'll stick
complex
to
than
that.
you give yourself credit for, man.
I'll stick to my simplicity and my consistency, and I'm happy. I'm happy doing that, and I'm happy just to give anything a go. I'm happy to be I'm not a good person, but I'm happy to try to be a good person.
I disagree with that. I think you're a good person.
You are a good person.
Why do you think you're not a good person?
All right, let's not get into a therapy session.
Yeah, that's not
Can we just before we move on go back to favorite quotes?
Where?
Your favorite quote The
Best piece of advice.
best piece of advice. What are Mr. Olympia?
You've had your
Phil
segment.
Heath.
You've
I know,
had your
but he
segment.
said, if you keep doing the same thing, don't expect different results. I think that's
the
another one.
definition.
The
of
definition of
insanity.
insanity is doing the same
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
repeatedly and expecting a different
different
result.
Well, that's not the definition of insanity.
No, that is
That is the definition of
yes, it is.
insanity.
Yes, it is. If you do the same thing,
Well, that's not the definition of insanity as per the fucking dictionary, is it? That's a saying that it's a quote that
The
someone.
quote is
The quote is
that is the quote.
But who did that come from?
I don't fucking know.
Anyway, I got it from Phil Heath, and the guy's a fucking the gift. So
I don't know who that is. So
that's a bodybuilder. He's a fucking legend.
back in your box. This is Josh's turn.
all right, nah, we need to move on. Let's move.
What's your most treasured possession?
Are we talking materialistic?
Yes. You don't have children, so yes.
Materialistic. My car, because it can get me from A to B quick.
Okay.
But I do like my cat. I like my cat.
You pussy. You like your pussy.
Yeah, very much so.
You pussy cat. What? Oh, recommend a movie to us.
We've spoken about this before. Ghost in the Darkness.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And what was your first rifle?
Oh shit! So my first rifle that I purchased when I was a child. So I raised the funds, but my dad bought it because I was obviously too young to hold a firearms license.
Under his license, yep.
Yep. So it was a 12 gauge Sterling shotgun, single barrel, break action. It was a piece of shit, but you know what? It was kind of good.
Cool.
I then progressed from there immediately to a 243, a CZ for I can't remember. It was a 550 American. Yep.
Sick.
In 243, and I believe you shot it many times.
Yes.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
There you go.
It was a very nice 243. That was my first rifle, but my first gun was definitely the Sterling single barrel shotgun, which was a piece of shit.
Very good. Well, there you go. Well, Ryan's now decided to take a piss break, so you want to do me? Not
Okay.
not in a sexual way. Fucking let's just do speed round on me, just to round this out.
Drop your pants.
Woo!
Pull up your socks. All right, where you from?
Well, born and raised in Adelaide, but I started life off in Adelaide Hills in Basket Range, and then I've always been in the suburbs ever since.
Ooh. When you were growing up, you used to have a machete that I'd admire, actually.
All right, so I grew up on some land in Basket Range. And I always used to have a machete, and I'd just come home from school and go, like, fucking collect the eggs and pick blackberries and hack trees down with a machete. It was pretty good growing up, actually.
Did admire it because I wasn't allowed a knife at that stage of my life.
Yeah, well,
I was like, fuck you.
That's not a knife.
Okay, favourite food?
steak. And specifically a steak from Gaucho's.
Hells yeah, the T-bone.
Nah, ribeye.
Nah, T-bone.
I cried when I ate that thing.
Really?
Fucking delicious.
I feel like you cry when your missus penetrates you every night.
It's called pegging, bro.
Because it feels so good.
First job.
First job was working with my old man.
Doing?
Property maintenance.
What you're doing now?
Yeah, property maintenance.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I do. Uses a variety of skills.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm keeping it to speed round, man. I don't need to elaborate on that anymore. That was my first job.
Fine. If you could trade places with anyone in the world, who would it be? And don't say Joshua.
Why would I say you?
Because
I don't want your life. Fuck
we
that.
all know you admire this.
Wow. For those playing at home, Josh just did a little dance and touched his nipples.
He did. I don't want to look like a fucking Dorito chip.
I've got a
Look,
big
someone with money and influence, and then I just do something different with that money. So
like Trump.
not Trump. All right, who's got the most money? Jeff Bezos. I'll trade places with him, and then I'll do something completely different with all that money.
What would you do with the money?
Just something different. I don't know.
I feel like there would be a rampant sexual disease in the world if he had that much money.
Nah, he'd have enough money just to give whoever it is.
Maybe,
he's
but
just
like
rooting
I don't
an
give a shit
injection.
about Mars. Like fuck the space travel and Mars and all that shit. I'd just do something different with the money.
But if you had enough money where money just didn't mean shit, what would be your next venture? Like I completely understand the whole pursuit of trying to get the human race to Mars and the moon and colonizing that, because that's like the next step.
Legacy.
It's not
That's
necessarily
legacy.
legally, it's progression. Like,
It's legally. That's
It's legally.
legacy.
That's how-
100%, man. When you don't have the normal worries of like, oh, I've got to food and house myself, and then you progress to, oh, I've got a fucking 100 properties, and
Oh, look,
I
I'd
don't
like to
give a fuck.
experience what it feels like to not have a care in the world about money. But then I'd also like to do something with that money to actually genuinely better people
yeah.
or a country or a
I think the
people group.
I think they try to. I think they just I think too diverse with their money that they don't make a
I don't think it's
substantial
that at
fucking
all.
impact.
I think that there are so many political and social
I'd like to do it
barriers.
without any strings. Just have that much money and then do as I see fit.
I think it'd get to a point in society where once you earn money no longer becomes your status. Your social standing becomes your status. And then
Yeah.
that becomes your
Yep.
priority.
Yeah, but then you're chasing power and legacy over money,
Yeah.
which is different. Okay, so do you have a child?
Well, I have two. I've got twin girls who are.
And wait,
5.
you have two. There's
What the fuck?
Harper, and who else is there?
Josh has a favorite. I don't have a favorite. I have twin
Absolutely, you
I have
have a
twins.
favorite. I have a favorite.
twin girls. So yes, I have children.
So you have a child? Sick. All right.
Fuck off. You're a bad uncle. You're a terrible uncle.
No, Harper's just my favourite. And those who say that they don't have a favourite are just not being true to themselves.
Okay, someone who's not a father that he knows of.
Okay. The most dangerous thing you've ever done is probably it's probably driving a quad bike and not turning around a hairpin corner.
Probably.
That is no doubt the most dangerous thing. Fuck, you won't even light a fire if there's a twig 6 meters in the air above it. Jesus.
I don't do dangerous things. I think about things and I don't
That's
do
not
them. If they're
dangerous.
dangerous.
That's like maybe a 15% chance of anything going wrong if you involve fuel.
Yeah, I feel like that if there's a 2% chance of like
Well, can't drive down that road. It's a little bit too slippery on the
Look,
front
I'm
end.
reasonably safe, so that's probably the closest.
No, that is a under exaggeration. You are extremely safe, and there is nothing that you do.
But you know
that I
what?
honestly think,
Imagine if Caleb was like me or you.
oh yeah, it'd be boring.
No, someone would be dead.
Yeah, exactly. Someone would be dead. So
Someone would no
We
doubt
need a
be
balance
dead.
within this group.
Oh, you mean one of us
As
would
in,
be
yeah,
dead?
as if he had like the just doesn't really care about the consequences, does it anyway, and worries about it later.
I feel like we've all run a gauntlet anyway, and we're doing well.
The quad bike. Look,
It's a roll of the
Let's
dice.
just roll with the quad bike crash because I can't think of anything else.
Just to elaborate, you almost impaled yourself and on a star picket. And I believe you were inches away.
Yeah, well, there was either I impaled myself or I fucking went down a cliff. So
All right, best piece of advice you were given.
probably if you're going to do something, do it properly the first time.
Do it once, do it well.
Yeah, that sort of thing. That's sort of something, and that's something Dad instilled in me many years ago. Like to take pride in what you do, and so yeah, if you've given a task, do it properly, do it right the first time, be proud of it, and yeah, sort of something I've lived by
Solid advice.
ever since, really, in everything I do.
Yeah. Oh, that's good solid advice. All right.
That's what comes to mind immediately, anyway.
No, it's good solid advice. Like, and it's definitely, this is like goes down the line of, giving it your all.
Yeah, it's about integrity as well. So
Integrity's hard, man, because once again, the truth is hard. If the truth was easy, not like everyone would do it, man.
Truth will set you free.
Correct.
And the truth is hard, just like being a gentleman.
I think integrity. The word integrity, I think, doesn't hold the value that it should today.
You mean it doesn't hold the sway? Like it's not as powerful word as it should.
I probably haven't phrased that right. I think it's a lost value being integral in what you do. I think that there's, especially with the not generations, but the age group that's coming up where they haven't, the hardest thing they've experienced is their internet going down.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no adversity in the fucking generation.
There's no value in anything.
All right, next one. And I'm going to put a clause in this. What's your most treasured possession, minus your children, materialistic
Well,
thing?
obviously my children are my most treasured possession.
No.
Outside of them, my 308 and my drum kit.
Oh, fuck you.
That's two things.
Thought I'd make that. I thought I'd make that list.
No.
Thought he'd be like Josh.
Josh,
Are you saying
my most treasured object.
Are you saying that you're my possession? Well, fucking do as you're told.
Don't objectify me,
Jesus.
man.
Yeah.
Do as you're told for a change.
Nah, your 308's good. Get rid of your drum crit. Yeah,
My drum crit.
Crit, because it's shit.
It's because you can't play it.
Nice.
Recommend a movie to us.
I mean, my favourite Step Brothers, but I
Fucking A.
But I actually went and saw Free Guy the other night. It was pretty good.
Is that the new Ryan Reynolds movie?
It is.
I got a fucking
Is
heart
it
for
good?
Ryan Reynolds.
It's funny.
eh?
Yeah, it's good.
Speaking of being true to yourself, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, man. He's like,
Dude.
man.
Just
I've-
Caleb,
you-
just go piss, man.
Do
I
you
can see it in your
feel-
face.
Jesus, I'm busting. You two have been, and
well,
I'm
no,
fucking
no,
busted.
One more
piss.
question. Do you feel like Ryan Reynolds, though, is like the kind of guy that you could just sit down and have a beer with and be
Fucking
like,
oath.
fuck yeah.
Yes.
Caleb, you have one more question.
It's my 308. I need a piss. Come on.
You're not allowed to piss
No,
yet.
no, wait for the question, please. Please wait. Sit down. What was for those playing at home, Caleb's busting a piss.
Oh my God, my ticker T3X. It's a 308.
So what was your first rifle? Please
That was
elaborate.
it. That was it. I just used all your
Can you
shit.
say it again?
I'm literally going to piss my pants. ND. ND.
Negligent discharge.
Caleb's running the loo.
Jesus, he's well hanging for a piss.
Wait, we're all lit. Like, way too lit. to be
We're
doing a
three,
podcast.
4 bottles of wine in. Jesus Christ.
All right.
ND.
ND is pretty easy this week. So I've been working down south, just doing a bit of sheep work on a station.
That's not like a metaphor for working down south and putting the hard work in.
Going down south.
Going downtown.
Downtown. What is it, that Macklemore song? Oh, shit. Nah, look, I've been working down in the southeast of South Australia the last few weeks, actually. And we've been mustering a lot of sheep because that's how we do it. Anyway, I started getting a bit cocky on the motorbike, as you know, last week. I
Popping
did my
wheelies,
first
doing
jump.
jumps and shit.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah.
4 foot of air that time.
4 meters, yeah. I started getting very, very cocky. And I honestly thought I would have come off doing some stupid shit, but I didn't. So this week I came off quite badly twice. And the first time, all I was doing was just putting along and riding, and there was not a sharp bend, but a sweeping bend on the road. And I must have hit some gravel and I just come spudding off. And I completely ripped up the right side of my leg.
Oh, you're wearing pants. I can't see anything. Oh,
Yeah.
For those playing at home, Josh is rocked up in his usual singlet, looking absolutely fucking ripped. And then he's got pants on because he likes to hide his skinny little legs.
No, my legs are getting bigger because I'm riding. But nah. So, yeah, I've fucking ripped my leg up coming off this sweeping bend. And look, really don't give a fuck about abrasions and shit like that. And I did corky my calf muscle. Now, when I was younger, I had recorrective surgery on my foot. I tore my Achilles tendon and things, and my calf actually has felt like the same pain as it was when I had that surgery. But it's sort of dissolved the last few days. It's been all right. The worst was the second time I came off. Now, I have some arthritis going on in my bones, and it sucks. But I come around this corner, and it was a little bit of a sharper corner, but once again, I was not doing anything stupid. I literally was just putting along, and I've taken this corner, and I've given it a little bit of stick just to come out the corner, and I've come off, and I have had to brace myself with my left hand as I've come off. And as it is, my arthritis has been playing up a little bit the last few weeks, but coming off and I braced myself with my left hand and boom. Suddenly.
You got around a corner and then the back ends come out.
No. My front tire has just I was too far forward on the seat on the motorbike. And I was just sort of getting a little bit, not cocky, but I was just getting a bit comfortable. It was a bit too far forward. And I've gone around a corner, started slipping, so I've just given a little bit of power, thinking that I'll come out fine, but I was still too far forward, and the front tire slipped out, and I've had to brace myself with my left arm, and boom, it's just fucking smashed it. And I'm actually wearing a brace right now, or a wrap. Compression wrap.
I just assumed it was a masturbatory.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm going to ask what all of our
injury
listeners are thinking. Is it your wanking arm?
No, so this is my ghosty arm. So,
Oh, dude, it's going to feel like you for at least the next month.
I know.
sense.
I have to go back to feeling like me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with loving yourself.
I was made for loving you, baby. That song came to mind. Anyway, I've really like
Just the two of us.
done a bit of a number on the old wrist, to be honest. And naturally,
That is the title of your sex tape.
we are way too drunk to carry on with this podcast. Ryan's spitting out wine back into his glass.
This 19 crimes. Ladies and gentlemen, this 19 crimes wine we're drinking has fucking ruined us this evening.
Yeah. None of us make sense. This has gone on way too long. All right, I'm finishing up here. What's on next week, Ryan? And he's probably way too pissed to talk.
Done a number on my wrist. Title of your sex tape.
Elbow deep.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Oh, man.
We're having too much fun. Wrap it up.
What's on next week?
So next week we're going to have Tegan on.
Yeah, guest.
A guest person, I guess. Guest woman. Or a guest man.
It's our first woman
It
on
is.
Send It, Mate.
Oh, we're going to have to be on our best behaviour.
Nah, fuck that. Girls want to be a part of the group. They've got to put up with the group.
We'll be respectful.
Nah, they'll be right.
Within reason. We can be gentlemen.
Yes.
What are you talking about? I wear my tux to every episode. What are you talking about?
You do have some pretty dapper shoes on.
Yeah, man. Look good, feel good.
Too bad about your face.
Said no woman ever to me.
Let's wrap this, gentlemen.
Yeah, we've crapped on for way too long. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap from Send It Mate Podcast. Hit us up on Instagram at Send It Mate Podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Caleb.
And I'm Ryan. And don't forget to look for the poll for who's your favourite. We're going to put that out, absolutely. And we're also going to let you know what the loser has to do.
None of that makes sense. I'm pretty sure that's left our listeners.
No, the poll of who's the favourite out of all three of us.
That's better.
Josh's
And
short-term memory loss has just kicked in there.
that will be Josh.
That was yeah, all right. No worries. Send a Mate Podcast. Hit us up Instagram. Tell your friends as well. We need more followers. So the more followers we have, then we're all good.
I'm fucking Peppa Pig, cunts. G'day, dude and dudettes. Josh here. Do you find it hard to keep your long, hard barrels free from gun STDs? Maybe you need a clean out of your bore. If this is you, jump on over to highcaliber.com.au and use the promo code SENDITMATE to receive a 10% discount on all your gun cleaning needs. And remember, it's sexy to support Australian-made products. Everyone here at Send It Mate uses High Caliber, and we can promise you that it'll keep your firearms free from those pesky gun STDs.